Hello, hope you're doing alright. It's a Sunday, I'm tired, so it's basically time for a shitpost. In this video, we're going to be having a look at some vehicles which have just popped up from the invasion of Ukraine and how they could be added into War Thunder because I think they're funny. Basically, you have the MTLB. Now, if you don't know what the MTLB is, it's basically a shitbox. It's what the Sturm S is based on, which has been a vehicle which has been given me so many hours of grief in War Thunder trying to spade the thing because of its unfortunate parts. But imagine if you took the Sturm S, you ripped out all of the ATGM stuff, and then added in a naval turret. Welcome to the new reality. A lot of people talk about how war in general brings a lot of innovation. It brings some really interesting things. One of my favorites pieces of innovation from the Second World War was when the Allies were planning to invade France during, of course, Operation Overlord. They wanted to, obviously, make it easier for the beach landings. So you got stuff like the DD tanks, the carpet tanks, the hedgehogs, you know, all of these wonderful things. You got the Higgins boats, all of these which are really cool. And then you got some crazy failed ideas, such as one which was pretty much a spinning wheel with rockets attached to it, so therefore it would spin to the shore and then explode since it had an explosive in the middle. Now, the main issue with this, after trials, it was shown that the wheel wasn't exactly controllable and would kind of go all over the place. But I just think it's kind of cool. And there's a lot of other weird and wonderful inventions from that time period to look for. Unfortunately, when it comes to the invasion of Ukraine so far, the innovations are basically hodgepodges. A lot of them are taking old technology and smacking them together. The upgraded T-62s that we've seen roam around. Of course, the cope cages that we saw at the start of the conflict, and now what we have is the MTLB, which has a bunch of naval gun mountings on them. Basically, what they've done is they've taken the standard MTLB and added guns in the form of turrets, and they just look so out of place. Some of them even just look completely photoshopped, and maybe they are photoshopped, but then there's also footage of them being knocked out in the actual conflicts, so I'm guessing they're not photoshopped. They just look so ridiculous. Like the MTLB APC with the 25mm naval gun, the 2M3. Now, we actually have this in game. It's the PR-183, which is the PR-183, which is a naval vehicle in the coastal tree. There was also a battle pass vehicle added, which also has this turret and a set of rockets on it too. They've basically taken that turret and slapped it on an MTLB. It looks completely ridiculous. I don't know why. Well, I know why they've done this, because it's just taking, once again, old technology and trying to make it new, but it's just odd as a standard vehicle. They've also done it with a few other things as well, so just standard dish mounts, which of course makes sense, unless you're the guy firing it, because of course, you know, you're going to be quite exposed. And then they have the other naval mountings, which are the two guns, the two 14.5s and also the 12.7mm Dishka setups on the 2M7 naval mounts. Now, what's kind of interesting about these ones is the simple fact that these are also in-game on the MPK 163. So these are once again on a coastal vessel for the USSR. So what I am saying is, why don't we just add them to War Thunder? Screw it. We have all the parts, you know. AA for the USSR has always definitely been a little bit of a problem, and not always been able to work too well. So why not just add these ridiculous shitboxes in? To me, I think that makes sense. I think it will be a little bit of fun. I think in general, when it comes to War Thunder, you know, we should be adding these designs because they're just wonky and quirky and odd. And you would actually make the MTLB useful instead of just a husk of a vehicle which just gets blown up because it's made out of tinfoil. Anyway, I'm bored. See you next time. Peace be with you. I'd just like to thank Millie Draper, Juan the Panda, Nick R. Kupila, Carrion Crow, Gus Irenicus, Pyman, Merciless Reaper, Orange Tail, Teddy, Daniel Stanton, Moxie B. Young, Peter Grayling, Jerry Provolt, Bareen, Alan Hacker, Sem Arslan, Uncle Bean, Derek R., and Lafouche for supporting the channel.